Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. Hi, Lemonheads. How are you? How was your weekend? I got a lot to tell you, but I can't really share everything because my family is listening and I want to talk crap about them. But I can't. I can't because they're listening. As a matter of fact, they're downstairs. They might come upstairs and beat me up. But I mean, it's been fun. It's been great having them. But boy, oh boy. Whew. So, and they extended their trip by a day. I thought I was going to be free today, but I'm not. They're still here. They won't go. You guys know what I'm talking about. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, so we had a great weekend. Let me know where you're streaming from. And yes, so it's so funny because I wasn't going to wear the hat. I'm like, I'm not going to wear the hat. And everyone's like, I love that blue hat. I love that blue hat. I love that blue hat. So everyone's been asking me about it. So here is the hat. There's the hat. Go to the merch store. You can get it. It's on the merch store. You can go, you can get it. Everywhere I go, this hat. Love, love, love. So there you go. It's on the merch store. Go to donlemon.com and go to merch. Okay. So, wow. Let me know where you're streaming from. Hello. What does it say? Someone said I'm out of focus. What? Am I out of focus? I don't think I'm out of focus.
Your signal's a little choppy again.
It is? Okay,
Yeah.
why don't you stand by and talk to them, Andy? Stand by 1 second. Okay?
No.
I'm going to go, but I'm going to come back. So,
Okay.
I don't know. What do you want to do? Put up something? I don't know. Put up the merch store. Hold on. Stand by, and I'll come right back. All right. I'll wait till – let's put up the website. Boom. Here's the website. And our signal's a little –
look at that.
And then watch this. Okay, I'm out of here, and I'll be right back. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, let's check out the merch store. Let's see what we have here.
Oh, looks so good.
Yeah, I wonder what the most popular piece of clothing is. I don't know if we have heard that stat yet. I'm guessing maybe this Lemon Live black crew neck, although it's warm out.
That's true.
So maybe, I mean, people love the handwritten one. So I think
better?
the handwritten.
Better? Is that better?
There you go.
Much better. Much better.
Much better. I think I changed the I did something with the battery in the phone, in my camera, and that must have done something weird. So, hey, everybody. Hello, Shannon and Sharon in New Orleans. Okay, everybody. So anyways, the blue hat is up here. I had to do that. I didn't want to put the merch store thing up this early, but we needed to fix the signal. So thank you for joining. Anyway, go there if you want this hat or other stuff. And so do we have the dog pick up yet? Where is this from? Who's this? What's her name? Is it Marilyn from
Shay from Kentucky.
Shay from Kentucky. Let's show Shay from Kentucky. Shay from Kentucky. Shay, you didn't tell me the doggy's name, I don't think. But cute doggy. Wow. And Mom, I can hear. Please turn your phone down. My mom's downstairs. She watches every single day. Anyways, so there we are. Cute doggy. Roof, 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 with the dog thing from the merch store. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad that you could be here with us this morning. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. Welcome to Hot Topics. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, so here's the thing. Donald Trump is spinning. I'm so tired of talking about him, but he is spinning, and he's trying like the Dickens. Do not talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Do not talk. And all the while, he's talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Remember, he's got the lawsuit, which there is an update on that. There's an update on polling numbers, what it's actually doing to his polling. You may not be surprised by what happens with the staunch Trumpers, MAGA diehards. That may not be a surprise for you, but here's what I believe. I believe that polling, it takes a while. This Jeffrey Epstein thing is still pretty new, and I think it takes a while to trickle down to the masses and to the diehards. And so I think that this is only, I believe, going to be an acceleration of things to come. Do I think that this is going to be the thing that takes him down? No. But do I think, as I've been saying, do I think that this breaks the spell somewhat? Absolutely. 100%. And he cannot escape it. Okay. He is trying hard to escape, cannot escape. But I'm going to show you the poll numbers. I'm going to make sure that you guys are doing okay. First of all. Okay. So here's from the New York Times, just to show you how the Epstein story revealed cracks in the MAGA base. This is what I mean by breaking the spell. How the Epstein story revealed cracks in the MAGA base. President Trump's apparent inability to stop his supporters talking about Jeffrey Epstein reveals about the limits of his power. So the weird thing is, all of the other things that were so important. See if you can scroll down. Is that it? Because it's from the Daily. I'm not sure there's a takeout on it, but this is from the Daily. It looks like the Daily podcast. But for the past 2 weeks, President Trump has been trying and failing to get his supporters to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. David Enrich, a deputy investigations editor at the New York Times, and Sean McCreish, a Times White House correspondent, explained why MAGA won't let go of this scandal, how the president misread his own base, and what all this shows about the limits of Mr. Trump's power. Okay, all of that said, keep going.
That's all for this article.
That's all for the article. Okay, so that's on today's episode of, if you want to catch the Daily, which is, I did not get a chance to listen to the Daily this morning. Now, again, he misread his base, meaning probably the most vocal in his base, and then also some of the folks in his base, because for the first time, let's not forget, like these polls, I mean, do you guys really believe 100% in the polls? I know how you guys are like, the polls don't work. Remember what the polls showed for what was going to happen with the election and all that stuff? Remember that? So the polls aren't always accurate. They are a snapshot in time. I know that's a cliche, but it is true. They are a snapshot in time. So do I believe that there are cracks in his base because of it? Absolutely. Do I think this is a thing that can make a difference? Absolutely. Because when you're dealing with something as serious as what Epstein has been charged with and Donald Trump's connection to Epstein, it has the potential still, I believe. So he is trying to escape it. So that is what the New York Times is reporting this morning. Rolling Stone says they won't shut the F up about Epstein. They won't shut the F up about Epstein. Trump privately vented, referring to a conservative influence in media types lashing out over the Epstein memo, according to a source with direct knowledge of the matter. In what this shows you is that when people say there's a crack, even if the MAGA faithful it's not showing up in the polling for them, and I'm giving it away a little bit. If it's not showing up in the polling for them, it shows the cracks in the influencers and all of the people who are out there, the big right-wing, grifters and conspiracy theorists who carry the water for Donald Trump. It shows that they have been banking and making lots of moolah and clicks and all of that. Well, clicks in the social media now, especially in digital media, that means money. So it shows you how those clicks and how much these folks have been making money off of it. And now they're like, what are we going to do? Most of the people complaining about the Epstein files is his own MAGA base. You're right, Davita Macklin. And so this isn't something, and I've seen some of the folks in the media, and I wanted to throw something at the television when someone was saying, talking about how the Democrats are going to overplay their hand as it released. I was like, shut up. This is not about the Democrats. This is about Donald Trump's own base. This is about Donald Trump's own water carriers. This is about Donald Trump's own Glazers, D-riders, the Donald Trump dick riders. This is about them. It's not about the Democrats. I still think the Democrats should lean in on this, should lean in on this particular issue and keep going on this issue, because this is really important. The wealthy overlords are sick of the chaos, says Casual Observer. They are. But Donald Trump still has an intact base, and I'm going to show you that. So, according to a source with direct knowledge of the matter, keep rolling. Let's see what Rolling Stone has to say. Let's see what Rolling Stone is saying. Insides Trump frantic, failing mission to crush the Epstein MAGA rebellion. The president and his administration are telling supporters to forget about the convicted, offender. Keep going, Andy. It isn't working. Is that just a full screen? It's not the entire article?
Yeah, here's the article now, though.
Okay. It is not working. It was a week from hell for that nearly broke Donald Trump's administration. By the time it was over, the president had sustained more blowback and political damage for his administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files than he did for bombing Iran last month. There was more political blowback. So don't tell me it's not penetrating. You guys just haven't seen it. You haven't seen the cracks yet. Keep going. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it from the Rolling Stone. Okay. So anyway, check it out if you want to see the Rolling Stone article. So that's what they are. That's what's reporting on Rolling Stone. Now, I just want to give you, so there are several different polls out. Okay. First, let's show the CBS poll. There's a CBS YouGov poll. Trump's diving approval rating among all voters. Okay. Just to show you the difference. This is CBS. So CBS shows Trump's overall approval rating. This is February 9th of this year, shortly after he took office. His approval rating was 51%. Then you guys remember all the chaos, right? March, 51%. March 30th, 50%. April 13th, 47%. April 27th, 45%. June 8th, 45%. And now 42%. Again, I still think that there needs some time. There needs some time for this to ruminate, to settle. You know, last night I want to tell you, with my family, we did a whole big thing. Mom and I cooked gumbo. It's delicious. And then Mom helped me to cook crawfish bisque, not crawfish etouffee, but crawfish bisque, where you have to stuff the heads with all kinds of meat and crawfish tails and all of that and put it into a stew. It was delicious. It's delicious. And just like the gumbo, it needs a day or so to settle before you really get the taste. So it needs a little bit of time to ruminate, a little bit of time to penetrate. And you're right, Samara C, that approval rating is still too high, in my opinion. But it is going down. And I think that this Epstein thing can do two things. Either people are going to say, F it, I'm going to stick by my man, or they're going to go, I don't know. I think it's going to be a combination of the two, depending. A combination of the two, depending. The CBS approval rating, someone mentioned, so this is where it is. This is on overall. This is overall. That's the CBS YouGov Trump diving approval rating among all voters. Now, let's take a look at his approval rating among independents. Donald Trump's approval rating among independents. Disapproval is 68%. That's almost 70%. 32% approve. And that is of what? 7/18, which is a couple of days ago. Is that 7/18? Is that July 18th was when that was taken? Because this was tweeted out on July 20th. So a couple days ago, and still, if you check in now, I believe that's still a couple days ago, you're going to find a different response. So among independents, going down. Now I want you to check this out. First of all, no, let me show you among Republicans. No, I'll do Republicans last. Let's go to Harry Enton over at CNN, and he's got 3 different polling numbers. Here it is.
Jessica, last weekend we spoke about it. Interest in the Epstein files and the Epstein case is sky high, and the American public does not trust what the government is selling them. What are we talking about here? Is the government hiding Epstein's alleged client list? Get this, 69% of Americans agree that the federal government is, in fact, hiding Epstein's alleged client list versus just 6% who say that they are not. And get this, a majority of Republicans and Democrats do, in fact, agree on this issue that the government is hiding Epstein's alleged client list. You can never get a majority of Republicans and Democrats to agree on anything, but they do agree on this particular issue. And perhaps not so surprisingly, you get a plurality of Democrats and Republicans agreeing that they are dissatisfied with the amount of information that the government has released so far. What are we talking about this? Well, we're talking about, if we look at Republicans and independents who lean Republican, 43% are dissatisfied with the amount of information released so far, compared to, get this, just 1 1, 2, 3, 4% of Republicans who are in fact satisfied with the amount of information released so far by the federal government when it comes to the Epstein case. And we look over here on this side of the screen among Democrats. Get this, 60% of Democrats and independent leaning Democrats are in fact dissatisfied with the amount of information released so far. And get this, just 1, 2, 3% of Democrats are in fact satisfied so far with the amount of information released. Now you see this, you see that the plurality of Republicans
here's
are
the thing,
dissatisfied.
When you get that, Democrats didn't care about this until Donald Trump made them care by saying all of a sudden he did a 180 going, oh, stop, we don't want to talk about it. And if he hadn't done that, we don't want to talk about a thing, then it would have been completely fine. Democrats did not care. Trump's team unites us all, which is Trump Epstein. I love it. That's a new moniker. Is that like, what is it? Ben and what's Jen or Ben and whatever? Bengelo, whatever they call it. Trumpstein unites us all. Okay, so that's what's happening with that. Now let's show you. Now, among Republicans, if you look at the snapshot in time, it doesn't appear to be affecting him. 92% approve. This is according to this same YouGov poll. But this is July 14th. So this is July 14th. It's July 21st. Now, I know folks are talking about this, but 92%, and it's still high. It's probably in the 80s now. But this is July 14th. If you go now to July 20th or something that was taken later, that number would be different. I don't think it's going to be as high, but I think it would be high. But the difference is independents, most people, the MAGA base is always going to cape for Donald Trump. Republicans alone will not save his behind, says Kate Peabody. And I believe that is true. I believe that is 100% true. So here's what he's trying to do. Have you guys seen this distraction? And I told you guys, do not fall for the distraction because he's going to try to get everyone off of this story. And that's what he's trying to do. And you know what? The news media is falling for it. I was watching this morning. I'm like, why are they doing these stories on, well, the MAGA base and this doesn't whatever and who cares? And it's just a bunch of podcasters out there saying blah, 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 blah. And they're talking about conservative podcasters. They're not talking about like people who abide in facts. They're talking about all the people who are out on the right, the Charlie Kirks of the world, the Megyn Kellys of the world, all the grifters, all the worst grifters, the Tucker Carlsons of the world, all those people who've been grifting off of this Epstein thing. And now all of a sudden, some of them are like, wait a minute, what is going on? And they're like, Donald Trump, what's up? You're taking our grift away. And now the media is like, oh, just those grifters are not going to change anything. Who really cares? It's not a big deal. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you talking about? This is a huge issue. Just because there are some Trump glazers as there always are, look at the insurrection. Still supported Donald Trump. Those folks are always going to do it. And then there were people saying, oh, this isn't that bad, blah, 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 blah. This isn't whatever. And then the Capitol, people are arrested for bringing weapons to the Capitol, bringing weapons to Washington, D.C., for beating up people, for beating up police officers, which caused one person to die, all of the excitement from it, all of the stress from it. Reportedly led to the death of Officer Sticknick. And so now he is out here really just doing anything he can to change the subject. Anything he can to change the subject. And you don't have to tell me, I don't have to tell you, I should say, what he's doing. Before I get to the whole Washington Redskins of it all, I'm going to show you, this is a random video from the weekend, not the Obama one, but the other one. A random video from this weekend that he is posting or tweeting or whatever it is that you want to call it, just to change the subject. Do not fall for it. Roll it. Okay, and just keep going. Just keep rolling it. Now, I just want you guys to remember, This is the president of the United States. The president of the United States. The president of the United States. Now, when does he, Janet McCarter, when does he do stuff like this? Obviously, he's like, pay attention to the stupid stuff. Now, I'm going to show you something. This is like the thing that like kids like, right? Who did this? Was this Barron? Like, is this like some young college person, or even this is someone younger than a college person watching this stuff? Okay, here's the one that people thought was really dumb and really stupid, but it is embarrassing for a president. Here's what he said about Barack Obama, because he wants people to, you can pause, you can stop this one, Andy. He wants to turn the focus onto the Democrats because he wants to get it off of him on Epstein. He wants to turn the focus to the Democrats. It's got to be Joe Biden's fault. If it's not Joe Biden's fault, it's Barack Obama's fault. Okay? And if it's not Barack Obama's fault, it's Hillary Clinton's fault, or it's Bill Clinton's fault, or it's James Comey's fault, or it's Brennan's fault, or it's whomever's fault. It's Kamala Harris's fault. It's everybody's fault but his own. Okay? Here's what he tweeted about, and this is AI. This is artificial intelligence. This is what he tweeted out about the former president, Barack Obama. A little bit of the music up top so you can get a flavor of it, and then we'll kill the music and play it. Here it is. Okay, that's good, Andy. But it's the young man, there's no need to feel down. So he's talking about young man, and this is apparently Barack Obama getting arrested for what he believes are crimes against the Trump administration and Barack Obama's crimes. This is what he tweeted out. Now, what kind of fool does this? What kind of sick individual, president of the United States? Now, imagine if Barack Obama was to tweet some shit out like this about Donald Trump. Imagine how the heads would pop off. Now, here's what you have to remember here. This is the whole bullshit of it all. This is a thing that racists do. This is a thing that a lot of white people do who don't realize that they're racist do. Some shit like this. Donald Trump is the actual criminal here. He's like the real criminal with no questions asked. He is a convicted criminal. But they cannot fathom in their mind that Donald Trump is the real criminal and the black man is the one who is no criminal activity, who is the upstanding person. And so they will fall and laugh for something like that instead of being like, wait a minute. Instead of like being the honest truth, right? And just say, hey, you know what? Aren't you the real criminal? Why are you doing this? You're right, Cynthia Dent. He is so jealous of Barack Obama, he cannot stand it. Stand it. Barack Obama is better educated than him. Barack Obama is better looking than him. Barack Obama is smarter than him. Barack Obama has a better family life than him. Barack Obama has a brilliant wife, more brilliant than anyone he's ever been married to or dated. Barack Obama has a more beautiful wife than anyone who is ever married to and dated. She is an actual, real person of substance, no bullshit. She doesn't just follow her husband around just because she was actually the brilliant one in the family before Barack Obama became president, and still is the brilliant one in the family. And he'll tell you that. Everything they do, everything, oh my God, they must be breaking up. They're having trouble, or they're leading separate lives. Something's wrong. He's seeing someone, she's seeing someone. They're other gender than what they're trying to make. All kinds of crazy conspiratorial shit that they traffic in. And this is his repeated playbook to do this. They're so jealous of Barack and Michelle Obama. They cannot stand it. They cannot see Barack and Michelle Obama were right, especially Michelle Obama at the convention last year. He cannot stand to see a smart black family. No scandals. Beautiful presidency. Not a philanderer, not a cheater, not a criminal. Nobel Peace Prize. Rhodes Scholar. And what is Donald Trump? A failed real estate person who would have made more money if he had just taken the money that his dad gave him and invested. He would have made more money. All kinds of failed bailing. Trump businesses, Trump University, Trump Airlines, Trump Steaks, Trump Water, Trump Casinos. Nothing like that for Barack Obama. Best-selling books that he actually wrote. Can't stand it. He's so jealous, and he will do anything to change the subject off of his criminal self. Anything. Remember, 34 counts. Remember E. Jean Carroll as well. Remember that. He'll do anything. It's sad. And I'm going to show you evidence of more things that are embarrassing to this president. Okay? And then, and again, don't fall for it. I'm only telling you this not to fall for it, because I still believe that Democrats should do what I said. Every question about something that is a distraction should go right back to Jeffrey Epstein. And it does not matter what the polling shows, Donald Trump and the Republicans don't care about the polling. They care about winning. They care about messaging. They care about getting their agenda through. So Democrats, people in the media, get your agenda through. Realize what's important. This Epstein story is really important. They pushed it, they pushed it, they pushed it. Continue on with the Epstein story and get to the bottom of it. I still agree with that 100% is what they should do. Okay? So let's get a word in from our sponsors. And support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from one of my favorite sponsors, and that's 120 Life. 120 Life. I had my mom here. My mom is here. She said, I want to do that stuff, the 120 Life. Tell me about the lowering your blood pressure stuff. And so we're going to get my mom to start trying 120 Life so that she can figure it out. She is on blood pressure medication. As a matter of fact, she keeps a bottle right in the kitchen, either on the counter or in the window, so that she does not forget to take her blood pressure medicine. So support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from 120 Life. Do you know that high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for mortality? 1 in 2 adults has it. That is a 50-50 chance that you're a walking time bomb. Here's the good news. You can take control of your blood pressure naturally without relying on big pharma. 120 Life is a blend of great tasting superfruit juices that have been shown to actually help lower your blood pressure. It's not actually just for high blood pressure. It's also beneficial for other health conditions like diabetes. 120 Life is trusted by healthcare professionals, with hundreds of doctors recommending it to help manage blood pressure naturally. It provides visible, measurable changes in blood pressure. You can use a simple monitor at home to track your progress. So here's the good news, okay? For a limited time, try 120 Life and save up to 20% off. Save 20% off. Just use the code DON at checkout at 120life.com. 120 Life offers a risk-free trial with a full refund if you don't see lower numbers in 2 weeks. Go to 120life.com and use the code DON to save 20%. There's nothing to lose except your high blood pressure numbers. Go to 120life.com and use the code DON to save 20% off. Remember, you must use the code DON to get the special offer. This is serious. This is your life we're talking about. 120 Life can help. Okay, can I tell you about a new sponsor that we have to the program? I'm going to show you about a new sponsor. And this is what I did this weekend. Show it, Andy. So, you know, we did a little, I had my family here. We did some, look at that, little grilling. We got some corn on the cob on the top so they can just sort of roast. Then I got, look at the bottom left, right here on the left. You see the sort of pink things? That is what? That's wild Alaskan. That's some sockeye salmon right there. And then we got our burgers and our steaks on the grill right there with some sausage and kielbasa in the back. So this is the weekend that I had and the weekend that most Americans want to have in the summer. It is a perfect summer weekend. Now, let me tell you about this. So support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Chef IQ. So you've all been there, right? It was luckily it was in the evening. I wasn't sweating that much. If you've been sweating over a hot stove or a barbecue or a grill, tethered in place, you're singeing your eyebrows while you're trying to get the steak just right. You're checking in constantly. And then, you know, and then dinner is serving halfway, and half of it is a beef jerky. Another half is still bloody rare. I don't mind. I'm closer to the beef jerky type, but I don't mind. So those days are gone. And let me show you. See these things right here? This is Chef IQ. Support comes from Chef IQ for the show. Okay. I got a Chef IQ sense, and I'm ready for the Food Network. Okay, guys. I am ready for the Food Network. It's an app. I have it on my phone. You can take these sensors and you put it into whatever meat, and you don't have to. You can just put it in and check it. You don't have to sit around and wait. You don't have to you don't have to singe yourself over a hot stove. Okay. So it is brilliantly simple. It's a cooking sensor that goes into whatever I am cooking. It's kind of like a meat thermometer, but wireless and way smarter. And it takes the stress out of not knowing if your meat will come out good. It was delicious. Showing the beautiful table. We served it up with a beautiful table. I just entered whatever I'm cooking into the Chef IQ Sense app. Steaks, chicken, fish, whatever it is. I choose precisely how I'd like it cooked. And I put it in, and as soon as it beeps at that number, well done, medium, medium rare, whatever it is, it continuously monitors and predicts precisely when the food will be done. You don't have to keep opening it up and checking it out. It'll do it for you, okay? You need to jump on this, all right? Summer grilling season is here. There is a flash sale that you can get. They just announced a flash sale. It's Chef IQ Sense. It makes you a grill master. And during this flash sale, you can get 15% off. Visit chefiq.com and the promo code LEMON. Again, that's chefiq.com, promo code LEMON. Let me show you this. While we're here, guys, where is my thing? Here it is. So I have the thing here. There are a couple of different probes. You can check out your probe, right? And it tells you which probe and which is what. So you have 1 is on the fish, 2 is on the burger, 3 is on the steak, and then it can tell you that. And then on top of that, it gives you recipes. If you want all kinds of recipes, you can get that, okay? And then there it is. Whatever you want, okay? And it offers suggestions. So it's actually really, really great. I tried it this weekend and I love it. So anyway, go to, it's a new sponsor here on the show. Visit chefiq.com. The promo code is LEMON. That's chefiq.com, promo code LEMON. It's easy. I hooked it right up to the internet. I downloaded the app. Boom, done. Okay? So that's where you are. Andy, let me see that table. Let me see the meat. Let me see how I did this weekend. Put those photographs back up here. Wow, check that out. Doesn't that look good? It was so good. And then we sat outside. Look at the table that that Tim put together. And there we go. Beautiful little candles sitting outside. We had I hope you had a beautiful summer evening. Chef IQ, Sense. Great, great, great. Oh, someone says, I love Chef IQ. So you guys use it as well. So anyway, thank you for a sponsor. Thank you. I like to welcome our new sponsors. It's great. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so all of that. Guys, this is stupid. He's doing this because it's random. It's random, and he's picking a fight that does not need to be picked. But here's the thing. Okay, so he's tweeting this stuff out about the Washington Redskins, right? The Washington Redskins, and I think it's the Indians or whatever. Pardon me. He's tweeting this stuff out that they need to change the name. So randomly, he's putting up Trump tweet. Let me read this Trump tweet about what's happening with the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Redskins. The Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins football team. I hate reading this, but I'm doing it because I want to show you that this is a distraction. Washington Redskins immediately changed their names back to the Washington Redskins football team. There's a big clamoring for this. Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past. Our great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Their heritage and prestige is systematically being taken away from them. Times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. Owners, get it done. Okay. T. Marie says, Cleveland fan here. Don can go F himself. Go Guardians. Okay, so no one is thinking about this. No one cares about it. Now, let me tell you this, okay? He understands where the culture is because I'm going to be honest with you. There are a lot of people out here who did not care about the name of the Cleveland Indians or the Washington Redskins. It did not matter to them at all. They did not see the controversy in it. They understood that this was a team, it's a game, and that this was something that had been happening for a long time. So you want to change the name, fine. It's not a big deal. I don't care whatever the names are. I didn't care that it was that or whatever. Now, here's where I do care. I do care because this is a sports team. If people on that sports team, or people who support that sports team, if they want the name changed, if it is offensive to Native Americans, by the way, he said Indians, if it is offensive to them, fine. Most of them probably don't care at all. That's the whole thing about, honestly, Latino and Latinx. You had a whole bunch of liberals saying Latinx, and you talk to Latinos, they're like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know what a Latinx is. I've never used the term. That's like black people and African Americans. Don't care. You can call me black, you can call me African American. I don't care. Most people do not care. But for some people, the folks who you know like to what do you call them? Anyway, I forget what I'll think of it. Sorry, it's early. It's Monday morning. But for virtue signalers, the folks who like to virtue signal, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, we got to come with the time. Okay, and the people like all of the pronouns, I get it, I respect all of that, but it's too much for a lot of people. He understands that. And so while people may say, why is he doing this? It is a distraction. A lot of people are going to agree with him on it and say, we have bigger things and better things to do than this. Okay, another one, the second tweet, what is it that he tweeted about this same subject? Okay, so my statement on the Washington Redskins was totally blown up, has totally blown up, but only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. The team would be much more valuable and the deal would be more exciting for everyone. Cleveland should go do the same with the Cleveland Indians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change. What he doesn't understand is that if he changed the name back to the Cleveland Indians, he might actually win an election. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Make Indians great again, MAGA. Now, that last thing sounds a lot like something I'm sure a lot of them would like to say, but a hard R. Let's just be honest about it. Distractions, distractions, distractions. This is what conservative media has done for 40 years, from Rush Limbaugh days, weaponizing meaningless distractions to make you forget about actual policy, employment, housing, education, healthcare, etc. Thank you very much, CD, and thank you for your generous support of independent media. You're right on 100%. He is full of shit, and he's doing anything to change it off of Epstein. But remember, every day, remember what the issue is. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Say it with me. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Keep talking about it. Is he right? Most people don't care. Most people do not care about the Washington Redskins or the Commanders or the Cleveland Indians or whatever the name, Cleveland baseball team, whatever the name is. No one really cares about it. And they didn't. Look, this was back in 2016. Let me show you the 2016, the polling on this, just so you know, because he knows where the zeitgeist is and where it was. And I think it's probably the same now. 2016, this was a polling. New poll finds that 9 in 10 Native Americans aren't offended by Redskins' name. So again, I know you guys out there, you're like, oh my God, is it? Nobody really, really cares about this. But here's the thing. Let me tell you this. Just because nobody cares about a lot of things doesn't mean that it's not the right thing to do. Because not a whole lot of people cared about the civil rights movement. They would have said back in the day, well, nobody cares. Why are we doing this? Why are we letting these black people have the same rights as us? But that doesn't mean that you should do the right thing. People aren't always on the right side of history. And people know what the right thing is. So it doesn't mean that it can't change. And you know what? 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, when all of these folks are gone, nobody's even going to remember that it was the Redskins. They're just going to know the team as the Commanders. Do you guys remember all the names of the old baseball teams? Do you remember the names of the Negro Leagues, which is like some of the first baseball in the country? Remember, that's why you guys should know history, especially Black history. Look at some of the original baseball teams, the Negro Leagues. But you don't hear about that because what? They don't want you to learn about the history of this country. So in time, in decades, nobody will remember that the Cleveland Indians were the Cleveland Indians. They'll just call it whatever it is, and it doesn't matter. So this is an issue that's not even worth discussing. And if those teams want to change it back, you should just say, okay, let them do whatever they want. I don't care. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. Say it with me again. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. That was 2016. Now, you guys know there is a tweet for everything, right? Because this was back in 2013. And you remember who was president back in 2013? He couldn't stand it, that this person being president, because this person should not have been president. You know, the black person who he said wasn't born here, and he wanted to show me your papers. He likes black people and brown people, people he tries to otherize, to show the papers. Now, this was Donald Trump. Donald Trump should take a lesson from Donald Trump of 2013, which said then, presidents should not be telling the Washington Redskins to change their name, or our country has far bigger problems. Focus on them, non-response, not nonsense, excuse me. Presidents should not be telling the Washington Redskins to change their name. Our country has far bigger problems. Focus on them, not nonsense. So everyone take a cue from what Donald Trump. I will only tell you this once. Take Donald Trump's advice from 2013. The president shouldn't be telling any football team or any baseball team to change their name. Our country has far bigger problems. Focus on them, not nonsense. Epstein. Okay? Game Shark says, change name to Washington. Trump is on the list. What if we change the name of the team to the Washington Epsteins? I'm just saying, if it doesn't matter. Washington Epstein Files. How about that name, Donald Trump? Washington Epstein Files. How's about that, brother? You guys have any names for this baseball team that you'd like to try out? Do you have any names? Should it be the Washington Epstein Files, the Washington Epsteins, the Washington Jeffrey J. Epsteins, the Jepsteins, the Trumpsteins? What should it be? Trump Shady, the Shady Bunch meme? Is that the one we just showed? Was that the Shady Bunch meme that we just showed? Washington Epstein Files works. Oh, so this is the other distraction. When I said he was distracting us with Barack Obama, here he is. This is his distraction. He can't stand them. This is what he's also tweeting out this weekend. I mean, this is the president. How embarrassing. Washington 34 felonies. That's a good one. I want to hear the name. Washington Epstein Islanders. Oh, that is good, Tremaine Teal. Put the Epstein thing up, and then I'll get to this one. Let's keep going. Put the Epstein thing back up. Yeah. Washington Epstein Files. Washington Cankles. I like that. Cap City Predators, says Winston. Love that. What else you got for me? What else you guys have for me? Come on. Cleveland Tacos, someone said. Epstein. The Washington Cover-Ups. You like those? Those are some good names. The Washington Gulf of Americas. DC Kitty Diddlers. It is embarrassing. The Washington Colonizers. How about that? What about the Washington Jealous of Obama-ers? The Washington Grifters. The Washington Pedos. The Washington Bootlickers. Commander and Creeps. The Washington Cover-Ups. The Washington Melanias. The Washington Groomers. These are names that you guys are coming up with, okay? Washington ICE deporters. Okay, great. Thank you very much. You guys are nuts, and I love it. So let's put the other thing back up. This is the other thing, okay? So he is so obsessed with the Democrats. Again, this is all distractions. Remember, Epstein. You know, actually, this is a pretty good one. This is a really good one. Someone said the January 6ers, the Washington January. Now that one would really get him. That's a good name. The January 6ers would be good. Okay, so this is what it shows you how obsessed he is with the Democrats. How did Samantha Power make all of that money? How did Donald Trump make all of that money? Is anyone asking that? How did Donald Trump's family make all of that money? How did Ivanka make all of that money? How did Jared Kushner make all of that money? How did Don Jr. make all of that money? Who's the other one? Peter Trump, what's his name? Don, and what was the other's name? I can't even remember his name. He's not, we don't even hear about him that much. Patrick, Peter, Don, is Don Jr., and I can't even remember. I know Barron. Producers Eric, that's his name. See how soon we forget. Eric Trump. So he wants to know how they made all of that. And now the only one of these people who has a real mugshot, none of these people have real mugshots. Donald Trump has a real mugshot. That's why I keep telling you guys just how racist this is, how ridiculous this is. You have all these people. You got Valerie Jarrett, one we call, you got Susan Rice, you got Barack Obama on here. And then he's talking about Samantha Power. And he's portraying all these people as criminals when he is the actual criminal. That is not hyperbole. That is not misinformation. That is real. Donald Trump is the only one of these people who's an actual criminal. And he has the nerve. This is what entitlement is. This is what privilege is. He has the nerve to put this out, and his supporters will rally behind him when they don't even realize how dumb they are, because Donald Trump is the actual criminal grifter. Every accusation is a confession for Donald Trump. That's where the mugshot belongs. Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. And the 34 felony counts. A word from our sponsors now. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Zbiotics. Zbiotics, okay? So let me just tell you about Zbiotics. I'm going to tell you about it. It's a game-changing product that I use before a night out with drinks. It's called pre-alcohol. Zbiotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic drink. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. This is how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct. It's not dehydration that is to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down, okay? Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. I use it. In the summer, especially, I love the, sounds like gargaritas to make sure that the AI doesn't get that. I love that. And so what do I usually do? I do my prebiotic. I do my pre-alcohol prebiotic, my Zbiotic, okay? And I feel great. So I first tried it when I told you, when a night out in the beginning of the summer, and it works great for me. You wouldn't believe how on top of my game I felt the very next day. So summer's here. You're going to all the barbecues, all the grilling. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to indulge. So make sure you just make it your first drink. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use lemon at checkout. Zbiotics is backed with 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Now remember to head to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code lemon. Use the code LEMON at checkout for 15% off. Zbiotics.com, use the code LEMON for checkout for 15% off. Support for the Don Lemon Show also comes from, I'm going to need a lot of this after this weekend, because I had last night, I told you I'll tell you all the stuff I made. I made all kinds of Southern, creamy, fattening stuff, which is delicious. And I have gained at least 5 to 7 pounds since my family's been here. But support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Lean. All right. Have you heard about Caralluma? Caralluma is an edible cactus that grows in India, and it's a natural appetite suppressant. Caralluma is just one of the natural ingredients doctors added to a remarkable weight loss supplement called Lean. If you have a bold summer weight loss goal, but injections aren't for you, here's what the doctors who formulated Lean said. They said that this supplement is as close to what they have come to the benefits of those popular injections, like injections. Lean was created to help maintain healthy blood sugar, help control appetite and cravings, but the rare ingredients in Lean are also designed to burn fat by converting fat into energy. And the best part, no needles, just real results. Doctors created a healthier way to lose weight by capturing the power of natural ingredients like Haraluma. It is just smart, okay? So let's get you started. 20% off. Just use the code lemon20 at takelean.com. That's code lemon20 at takelean.com. Now, I got to tell you this, okay? This is the truth. I like to be honest with you guys. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, and it is not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider, okay? So I have used it. Tim uses it. When we're not eating a gazillion things, it is really, 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 really great. Okay, so back to the program. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate it. Okay, so Mike Johnson, Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House. He was on with Mark Levin, or Levin, whatever you want to call him, and they are whining about this thing that they are trying desperately to help the president get behind him, and he just can't help himself. Remember, Epstein. Mike Johnson was on with right-wing, lunatic, crazy Mark Levin, I think his name is, whining about Epstein. Here it is.
We have a lot to run on, and you have a lot to run against, given the other party. But I will tell you this. We better be united. We better be strong. We better be focused. We better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I'm about had it with all that stuff. We better focus on who we are, what we're doing, where we want to take the country, and what they want to do to the country. Mr. Speaker, God bless you, my friend. I appreciate you very, very much.
You too, Mark. Thanks for all you do. God bless.
Oh my gosh. This is where we need to take the country. We need to do all of this crazy stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Epstein. Remember that. Okay? Now, let me tell you guys something. You guys know, put up the thing about the lawsuit. Donald Trump is suing Rupert Murdoch. He's suing the Wall Street Journal, excuse me. He's suing the Dow Jones. And he's suing the reporters who were involved in writing this story. He's suing everyone. Okay? Here is the thing. JD Vance had a secret meeting with Murdoch. Let's put that up per the Independent. Now, was it about this? I don't know. Did they discuss it? Let's check out the Independent. Wouldn't you like to know? I do. So JD Vance, and let me just read the headline real quick. Go back to that. JD Vance flew to Montana for a secret meeting with Rupert Murdoch and Fox News executives. A source familiar with the trip told The Independent that the vice president spoke to both Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch, as well as a group of executives from the right-wing network. Now, Trump is saying that he is suing, but he wants, nothing less than a couple of $1 billion to make this right. So keep going. And by the way, they are standing by their reporting. Now, I don't know if they spoke about this. I have no idea what they talked about. But JD Vance took a quick trip to Montana Tuesday afternoon to speak to right-wing media mogul Rupert Murdoch and his son Lachlan, who is the chief of both Fox News and the sister corporation News Corp. He's also suing News Corp, which publishes the New York Post and the Wall Street Journal. According to the Associated Press, the vice president's secret meeting also included several executives from Fox News, the conservative cable giant that has largely carried Donald Trump's water and helped staff up the president's current administration. Keep scrolling. A source familiar with the trip also confirmed to The Independent that the vice president spoke to both Murdochs and a group of executives from the right-wing network and the Murdoch family ranch at the Murdoch family ranch near Dillon, Montana. Now, according to NBC Montana, Air Force Two landed in Butte, which is about 70 miles away from the Murdoch ranch, about 2:30 p.m. local time, resulting in temporary flight restrictions in the area. Political Playbook would later report that the vice president's plane would take off again shortly after nightfall, meaning Vance was only in the area for a matter of hours. Keep scrolling. So this is what you want to know, all right? During the brief visit in Montana, Vance and his wife, Usha, did manage to find time to take a short hike while at the Matador Ranch. So that is a deal. What did they talk about? They talk about the lawsuit. Did they talk about how they're going to continue to carry the water for Donald Trump? Now, the Wall Street Journal has been tougher on the Trump administration, on Donald Trump, than some what they call left-leaning organizations or supposedly middle-of-the-road organizations who are afraid of Donald Trump, afraid of being sued. The Wall Street Journal has been really tough, especially the editorial page on Donald Trump. And it is perhaps because Rupert Murdoch is old school. Rupert Murdoch is like, I've been around, Donald Trump, you'll be gone, and I'll be here. Or News Corp will be here, or Fox News will be here. So he is not, and Rupert Murdoch has his fortune, and Donald Trump is not going to affect that. And Donald Trump, this lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. The Wall Street Journal stands by their reporting. And as a matter of fact, let's put this up. The Wall Street Journal lawsuit goes to an Obama judge. So this lawsuit that Donald Trump has filed against all of the folks involved, Trump's lawsuit against Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal goes to Judge Darren Gales, an appointee of Barack Obama. So I don't know what that means. Is I believe that there's going to be a judge who believes in fairness, who believes in the Constitution, who believes in the judiciary and the rule of law, and is not going to cape or be biased towards Donald Trump. Clerk's notice of judge assignment to Judge Darren P. Gales. Pursuant to 28 U.S. The parties hereby notify that the U.S. Magistrate Judge Jonathan Goodman is available to handle any of the proceedings in the case. If agreed, parties should complete and file the consent form found on our website. It's not necessary to file a document indicating lack of consent. So good luck with that, Donald Trump. And look, this is you will not hear me say this all the time, but I will say, mark your calendars. I will say, mark your calendars. Because to have Rupert Murdoch standing up against Donald Trump says something. And I think the mainstream media should, in this moment, take a lesson from Rupert Murdoch, who is playing the long game. Rupert Murdoch has long money. He's not worried about a board that's going to get rid of him because he is News Corp. He's not worrying about appeasing for mergers and what he doesn't care. He's like, if it doesn't happen now, then we'll hold off until you're gone, and then we'll do whatever. So, I have to say, good on you this one time. Good on you this one time. Do you think his long game is JD? I don't know, Chantel ZP, but I do know that JD is friends with Don Jr. I do know that JD comes from Silicon Valley. I do know that they probably think that JD is a more reasonable person to deal with this. And I'm not an attorney, but every attorney I speak to says as long as the Wall Street Journal abided by journalistic practices, and as long as there was no, if they did not do it with malice, then they're good. Except the other folks aren't, they're afraid. They are afraid. Yes, someone says Peter Thiel. Yes, he has, JD Vance has connections to Peter Thiel. So there we go. So let's see what happens with this. But I know that the Wall Street Journal is standing by their reporting. And as I said, Epstein. Do you guys remember what the 1-year anniversary is of today? Does anybody remember in the chat? Can you tell me? 1 year ago today, what happened? Does anybody remember? We were in a whole different place at this time. And I thought it had happened before that. And perhaps if it had happened before that, we would be in an entirely different place now. What would it be? Nope, it wasn't. I started. 1 year ago today, Joe Biden dropped out. Thank you very much, Katie Carrick. Joe, someone said Kamala. Biden's stunning exit was 1 year ago today. The dropout heard around the country. I remember exactly where I was. I was on vacation. And I had to report, and I had no service. The phone my phone had died. I did not realize that an internal thing in my phone had broken where I got no cell connection. It had to be through Wi-Fi, and so I wasn't getting everything. Joe Biden dropped out today, 1 year ago. Do you guys remember that? I was thinking about this last night. It was almost as if, honestly, 2024 was kind of the lost year when you think about it, because I remember 2023, and then it's like, oh, I don't even remember all of a sudden 2025. But 2024 was kind of like a lost year. Like all of that stuff, all of the progress, all the things that were happening. You know, Joe Biden, who's going to become the next president of the United States. Yeah. And then all of that, you know, hey, she can win. Maybe she can win. Who's see? It seems like such a long time ago, right? Only 1 year. Now, just remember, that was today. And just remember, just a couple weeks before, we had the Joe Biden debate where everybody's like, oh, my gosh, what the hell happened? And he said he had a bad night. And then you had the white ladies for Kamala and the black ladies for Kamala and the white dudes for Kamala and the gays for Kamala and then the election. Now, some folks still believe there's some issues with the election that they are investigating in Rockland County and all those things. That is yet to be determined. It has been a long effing year, says Tremaine Teal. You're right about that. So 1 year ago, Joe Biden, today. Jamie Luna says Trump lost. Well, not according to what's happening now. Okay. All right. So, and Joe Biden is out living his best life right now, and Donald Trump is still trying to blame stuff on him. Donald Trump is still trying to blame stuff on Joe Biden, but it was 1 year ago. Okay. Now let me tell you guys something. This is going to really ramp up, and it's not really a distraction. I'm going to put this up. NBC News off-duty Border Patrol agent shot. I don't know if you guys saw this. That happened over the weekend. It was a robbery in New York City Park. This is going to ramp up this whole thing about sanctuary cities and about deportations, and Donald Trump is going to win. Holman is going to win on this. From stuff like this happening. This person had been in the country for a while, and because of the laws and the whole sanctuary thing, they could not deport him. And I don't know if they could even arrest him or pick him up. I forget exactly what the rules are, but watch, this is going to serve as a distraction. And I can't say that I'm surprised or that it shouldn't, because this is an awful story, but this is going to play out. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Did you guys see this? It was a terrible story. An off-duty officer was just out doing his thing in a park, and then a random person from Venezuela, a random undocumented person from Venezuela. Yeah. So he is going to milk this one for all that it is worth. So look, our hearts go out to this family and to this the Border Patrol agent here. Okay. So as we continue to move on throughout the day, just remember Epstein, 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 Epstein. And let me just give a shout out again to some of the folks here. So some of the folks who on the merch store. So again, this picture, I want to show this picture. Let's see, we have Shay in Kentucky. Shay in Kentucky with a cute pooch. Tell us the name of your pooch. Okay, did Shay give us the name of her pooch, producers?
Stand by.
Because that is a cute poochie. I see a Kentucky Wildcats there.
Callie Nicole.
Callie Nicole?
Yes.
Cute Callie Nicole. Cutie patootie. Okay, and what about Gail? Don't we have Gail? Gail! Old people be knowing. And the Lemon Nation beach bag. I see your astrology thing there. Your tarot cards. I see you, Gail. Thank you to all the folks in the Lemon Nation who support. So here's what you can do. If you want to check out our merch and all the things I had that people have been asking me about, go to donlemon.com and click on merch. Okay? donlemon.com and click on merch. And by the way, I got I've been texting with DL this weekend. He said, "Are you doing this thing? You selling our thing? We got to get people to know about the our thing on August 12th. I said, yeah, DL, I've been doing it for a week. And he goes, I'm getting my social guy, my graphics guy to do it. I said, yeah, I've been out here. I've been telling people about what's happening on July 12th at City Winery. So make sure you check us out. DL 2.0, so to speak, episode 2. Okay? Episode 2, DL and DL episode 2, backed by popular demand. And there it is. The tickets are on the website. We'll pin it at the top of the chat real quickly if we can. But all you have to do is just do a Google on DL2 at City Winery at August 12th at 7:30 p.m. August 12th at 7:30 p.m. Doors open at 6 o'clock p.m. Get your tickets now before they go up or they sell out. Okay? August 12th, City Winery, and we're going to try to take it around the country. That's only if the demand is there and if you guys like what we're doing, and we'll see what happens. So this is we had a test show the first time. More dog merch, is Jennifer Griffin. Okay, Jennifer, I got you. Okay. Are you streaming the show? No, we're not streaming the show. If you want to see it, you got to get out and see it. You got to get a ticket. And you got to get out for the evening because it's a good time. We have a great time. And then you can't even get, for this ticket price, you can't even get a ticket to DL comedy show for this price. And DL does comedy there. But we're also going to talk about politics and what's happening in the world. And that's the difference there. Okay? So come on up. If you're in New York for the summer, or if you want to take a little vacation for the summer, come to New York, August 12th. Okay? And we'll see you at the City Winery. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining today. I always tell you, don't sit in front of the TV. Don't be so outraged all day with all the alerts and whatever, and we'll tell you what you need to know, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't read. You guys should read. You should be studied. You should know what's going on in the world. But you can be informed without being inundated. So I see you back here at live at 5 o'clock Eastern time here on the Don Lemon channel, on the Don Lemon Show for Live at 5. Until I see you then, turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.